Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my Gishki deck profile for March 2014. I've actually been playing this deck a lot recently. I love how the deck runs. You can get a bunch of plays off with it. It's a lot of different cool plays you can get off, which I really enjoy. It involves using ritual summons, which aren't really used that much anymore. So I'll go ahead and show you the updates I've done to the deck. So let's go ahead and get started. I run 3 Gishki Shadow. This card, along with Gishki Vision, you can use them as the entire tribute for the ritual summon, which is really nice, because with Gishki rituals, you either have to use these cards or have the exact amount for the tribute. And Gishki Shadow's other effect is you can discard him to search for the ritual spell card, which in this case is Gishki Aquamir. So he's a really good card overall. He's pretty much just search, tribute power. Same with Gishki Vision. You gotta run 3 of each. Vision's ability is the entire tribute effect, just like Shadow, like I said. And you can also discard Gishki Vision to search for the ritual monster. So Shadow searches out the spell card, and Vision searches out the ritual monster. So both of those cards really help set up your plays. I also run 3 Gishki Abyss. This card is, oh my god, so broken. Because pretty much when this card is summoned, you can add 1 Gishki monster with 1000 or less defense from your deck to your hand, which in this case is both Vision and Shadow. So when you summon Gishki Abyss, you can add either one of those cards to your hand, discard them to get the other search off. And Gishki Abyss is only summoned, so you could special summon or normal summon. Either way, you'll be able to get the search effect off. So he's really good. Gotta run 3 of him as well. Plus, I also run 1 Gishki Noelia. The reason I like this card is because early game, she's got 1700 attack points. She's a pretty high hitter. And her effect is you can check the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal any ritual spell cards or Gishki monsters, and send them to the graveyard. Return the other cards to the bottom of the deck in any order. Gishki Aquamir's effect allows you to shuffle it back into your deck to add a ritual monster to your hand. So pretty much, Noelia can send either Shadows, Visions, the Ritual Monster Zealgigas, the Aquamirs to the graveyard, and you can retrieve those monsters with either Surface or the Aquamir effect. Like I said, she just helps set up early game plays, which is why I like running her. And I also run 3 Gishki Beast. This is one of the more offensive cards of the deck. Pretty much when it's normal summon, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Gishki monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, and face up defense position. So most of the time, I either target for Gishki Shadow to go into a rank 4 summon, or I can get Gishki Abyss and get his search off that way. Plus, it summons him in defense mode, so most of the time I won't be taking heavy damage if they do end up just attacking into him. For the ritual monsters, I run 3 Gishki Zealgigas. He is my heavy hitter of the deck. He's got 3200 attack points, and he's really easy to get out. You pretty much just need Vision or Shadow, or I can even just use another copy of himself for the ritual summon. And his effect is once per turn, you can pay 1000 life points to draw 1 card, reveal it. If it was a Gishki monster, you could shuffle 1 card from the field into the deck. Really good overall. He's got 0 defense points, but if your opponent books him or any other method like that, that's really the only way they can get around his 3200 attack points, unless they use Catastor or something else that'll destroy him and avoid damage calculation. He's a really good card overall. I love using it in the deck. And the last ritual monster I use is 1 Gustkraken. Pretty much Gustkraken, she is really good, but she's at 1 on the ban list, which I find a little upsetting, but I can understand it because she has a pretty broken effect. When it is ritual summoned, look at the 2 random cards in your opponent's hand, shuffle 1 of them into the deck. So early game, you're already getting rid of cards from your opponent's hand. I can understand why if there were 3 of her in the deck, because you could constantly use her for this tribute summon, to ritual summon to another one, and reduce your opponent's hand down to 2 pretty easily first turn. Other non-Gishki monsters I use 1 Deep Sea Diva. If Gishki Abyss was a Sea Serpent monster, this card would be amazing in the deck, but sadly he is not, so the main target for Diva is Gishki Vision. When I summon him in this method, I can either go for an Xyz summon or I can Synchro summon using the 2 of them. And if I don't do that, I can even use Gishki Vision on the field as the entire tribute if I need that for the ritual summon. Plus, I also use one Gen X Ally Birdman. I like Birdman pretty much because for more synchro plays, and plus I can return cards once again like Gishki Abyss to my hand to special summon him and then reuse the Abyss that I already used. And plus one Title. Title's pretty much, it sets up my plays. Plus he's a heavy hitter of the deck again, pretty much getting him out easy. And when you use his send effect, I could send other Gishki monsters from my deck to the graveyard with this effect to set up more plays. And I also use one Dragodia, pretty much because I keep pretty well hand consistency with this deck, and I can also use Trag for the ritual summon for Zealgigas because he is a level 10 monster. And that's it for the monsters. For spells, I use 3 Gishki Aquamir, pretty much just the ritual card of the deck. The ritual summon has to have exact numbers, but like I said earlier, I pretty much use Shadow or Vision for the tributes, so pretty much doesn't matter. And I can use the effect to shuffle this card back into my deck to add a ritual monster from my graveyard to my hand. So even after my ritual monster is destroyed, it's not like I'm limited to how many ritual summons I can do. It's pretty much endless as long as I have this and the ritual monster in the graveyard. I also run 3 Salvage. Pretty much after Gishki Aquamir, the most important spell card in the deck. Because after I use Gishki Vision and Gishki Shadow, I can use Salvage to get them right back to my hand and use them for the ritual summons. So I can get off their search effects, get them back into my hand, and pretty much not minus at all. And I also run 1 Surface. Once again, just for the Gishki Abyss effects, target 1 level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua type monster in your graveyard, special summon it in face-up defense position. Surface just helps me get off those extra plays. Plus, I also run 2 MST and 1 Dark Hole for staple. For traps, I run 2 Call the Haunted. Once I get Zealgigas' ritual summon off, it's pretty much a free-for-all for summon, so I can use Call the Haunted to get him back onto the field. Once again, the Abyss plays, I can use it to special summon Abyss. You don't know how important it is to use this card's effect as much as you can, and 2 Call the Haunted really help with that. Plus, I also use 3 Threatening Roar. I have a lot of low attack point monsters in this deck, and if I want to keep them safe for future plays, 3 Threatening Roar and 1 Wabaku really help. Plus, I also use 1 Compulse, 1 Torrential, pretty much staple, and I'm also running 1 Spiritual Water Art Aoi. Pretty much the effect is tribute 1 water monster, look at your opponent's hand, then send 1 card from their hand to the graveyard. If I have low attack point monsters on the field, like Deep Sea Diva or something like that, that I don't want my opponent to ram into, Spiritual Water Aoi helps because it just gets rid of 1 of the cards in their hand and protects me from those attacks. That's it for the main deck. We'll move on to the extra. I run 1 Balmung, 1 Armory Arm, 1 DeLorean, and 1 Gungnir. Pretty easy to actually get these 2 summons off with the deck. I also run 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Scrap Archfiend, 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, 1 Crimson Blader, 1 Gachi Gachi, pretty much for the Deep Sea Diva summons, 1 Maestroke, 1 Lava Volchain, really good with the deck. He sets up a lot of plays. I also run 1 Gustav Max. I like this card because it can finish off games. If I have 2 Zealgigas on the field and I'm able to direct attack after using both of their effects, to finish off, Gustav Max pretty much wipes out the rest of my opponent's life points. And 1 Sky Palace Gongra Die. Pretty much just like a Gustav Max, except it has a pop ability and it does 1,000 points of damage. Plus it's got 3,400 attack points, so it's a pretty hard card to get over. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.